Just finishing up some street eats from Italy. It was like a pizza, but it was kind of shaped like a cinnamon roll. It was all right. But there's Italy right behind me. And this is the stairway, and there's not a single person in this area. Thought those were people. But I don't know, not that it matters, but it's very nice. And I get to plug in my phone. But behind me, yeah, you can see right there, that's the line for the Beach Boys, and it goes way the hell over there, which is into Germany, which if you've ever been here, it's a long way. So I'm bummed out about that, because I ain't getting in line this early, A. And B, I'm just concerned because fucking Disney gets so weird about shit. Like, if I can stand at the back, like, you know, which I've done before, but sometimes I haven't been in a while and they step up their annoying shit and they may not let you stand back there if you're not in the seating, which will bum me out because I really don't need to see what the Beach Boys look like. You know, it's only Mike Love, maybe Bruce Johnston's with them. But their band leader lives in Lakeland. They got a real band. It'll be good, but that'll be close enough to hear it fine. But that's annoying. Yeah, I was concerned about that. I figured either nobody gives a shit and they'd be able to walk right into it, or it'd be like this. And unfortunately, there's enough of us old people who still enjoy it. And looking at the schedule for the whole thing way back, this was like the only one that anybody with any taste for the older generation would want to see, in my opinion, which is pretty solid. And it's still pretty goofy, but I would recommend, I just last week, November 7th, as a matter of fact, so I guess 10 days ago, they released a 2000 concert from Brian Wilson at the Roxy in LA. It was like the first show on his, when he kind of came back out and started touring again. And it is phenomenal. And I mean phenomenal. I mean, every song, even like the Help Me Rhonda and shit, is just, and he's awfully animated in it as well, like interacting with the audience. And I would highly recommend it. It's called Live at the Roxy. It's 2 CDs. And the nice thing is too, there's a few like album tracks from some of his solo albums. He does this one tune, Lay Down Your Burden or something like that. God, I was singing it all day after listening to it yesterday. Now I can't remember. But it's from one of his solo albums. But it's just beautiful and very simple. It's just like, you know, the Beach Boys and Brian Wilson, it's all about the singing, really. And but it's funny because he introduces, he's like, has anybody who's died recently? Something like that. Like, well, this is for anybody who's died. Like, he's just super awkward. And he's like, I'm going to dedicate this to my brother Carl. And he dedicated several songs to Carl. He didn't mention Dennis once. But he's like, this is for anybody who's died. But it was phenomenal. Lay down. God, I was singing it all day. But I've been exposed to a bunch of mariachi music, and then we got this goofy Italian music in the background. So it's hard to get that melody down. But I would, if you like good music, and it's good music, and I'm hopeful it hasn't been corrected in any way. It doesn't sound, tough to tell because of anybody who even pre-AI and pre-Pro Tools would go for a perfect sound, it'd be Brian Wilson. And, but it's phenomenal. Live at the Roxy. I listened to it twice through. It was that good. And then you have the R.I.P. for Todd Snyder. If you're not aware of him, you should be. He's just kind of a singer-songwriter, kind of in the mold of John Prine, Jerry Jeff Walker, who were mentors to him. He knew and hung out with all of them, especially Jerry Jeff Walker, who wrote Mr. Bojangles. and was a mentor to Jimmy Buffett as well. And Jimmy Buffett, famously, Todd Snyder was signed to Jimmy Buffett's record label at one time. And he had his famous song, or one of his early famous songs, was like Seattle Grunge something, Talkin' Blues or something. I've listened to it, but not recently. But he didn't want to play that in his shows when he was signed to Buffett's label, and Buffett got pissed off at him at a show and was like throwing fruit at him while he was playing. But Todd Snyder was a little fucked up. He was only about 60. And there's a bunch of stuff on YouTube. Interesting guy, but he tells some great stories, and he's all, and a lot of them are drug related, like tripping and shit, but doing crazy stuff, like taking mushrooms and going to a radio interview and shit, and stuff like that, But I guess a couple weeks ago in Salt Lake City, he alleges that he had been assaulted outside his hotel room. Then he went to the emergency room, and they attended to him and then dismissed him, and he didn't want to leave. Like, he felt he shouldn't have been dismissed. He was still feeling, it was a head injury. And then he got arrested because he went in and like threatened, like, I'm going to kick your ass, to one of the guys who was telling him he had to leave at the hospital. And then that was like early November, and then he just died 3 or 4 days ago. So it seems he possibly was a little more sick than I guess he had been diagnosed when he got back to Nashville with walking pneumonia. But who knows? He's a fucked up dude, and could have been, he seems like he wasn't too shady. He just engaged in more just always seeking a good time sort of thing, more than dangerous behavior. But he could have gone a little off so there's enough of his lifestyle that makes it, you just don't know. But I was watching a video today, a great video of his, where he'd tell great stories. I saw him in Tampa, like maybe I'm gonna say it must have been before COVID, so probably 2019. And but he tells this great story about, like, if you can set your life up that you can just be able to pick up all your stuff and leave any situation in 15 minutes. And he tells a great story about such a situation. And he'll do one of these ones where he starts a story and that winds into it at the end, and you're just like, it's just funny. Oh my God, look at this. Can you see this? This boat going by? Look in the back there. Ready? You can see it right now. She has to be like 500 pounds or something. Just, God damn, dude. It's just crazy. So, I had a frozen margarita at 12:30 today. And I haven't had any alcohol since. That's the thing. I come here, got a hotel room on site, so I didn't have to drive. And then I kind of get here, and I just don't really feel like drinking yet. Not to mention that frozen margarita was $19. And that literally did kind of take the wind out of the sails right to start. I was like, what? So I'm just hanging out here. Now we got first two people. They're all right. Just having fun. I'm gonna stop and reverse the video to show the world.